Sorry, I'm gonna go uninstall. I mean, you gotta love that.
And then he called us. He called us. We're not streaming, or are we streaming again?
We're streaming.
He called us a couple derogatory terms and then quit the game. And the Zeratul on the team took over for his spot, being a jerk.
Huh.
And he was saying Russian terms too. So.
You know how I hate that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Go play
Bruskis.
on the European server.
Oh, there we go.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, come on. Oh, Jesus.
What did you do, Corey? Corey, you're looking a little more tan.
Haven't been outside.
You've been tanning at the gym, haven't
Maybe
you?
it's just the lighting.
No tanning at the gym either.
Gym tan laundry.
At the gym, bro.
My camera isn't working. That's all right. We don't need it. I'll work on it while we're messing around.
Hit it with a hammer.
I'm an outsider. You know how long it took me to get that to work?
What? Dan, I didn't take any notes this week on the Bloodborne.
That's fine. We'll flow.
I didn't want to take notes while I was playing it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard because you can't pause it.
I cared too much.
You can't pause it either. Like,
Well, yeah, there is that.
if you're not
too.
paying attention, writing down notes, someone
And
could
even
come
though
and
I
kill
know
you.
everything's dead around me, I'm like, well, something might still pop up around here.
You never know.
It's not like Battlefield Hardline,
Yeah.
where I didn't give a shit.
Right.
Stupid game.
Yeah, at least it gave you credit towards Bloodborne.
That's true. Bloodborne.
Come on.
I didn't eat dinner.
Yeah, I skipped dinner too.
You want another almond?
Yeah. Started at 9 o'clock this morning at work. I didn't get a break till 3:30 because it was so fucking busy.
Ugh. It's not fun.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, the asshole's a little tender today. Customers are just bending me over left and right.
Oh, man.
No lube.
Holidays were the worst. You want to enjoy holidays, you know? It's just hard when you're
You can't when you work in retail.
Yeah.
Holidays suck. Unless I get it off.
Right.
Then
That's fun. But that doesn't happen all that often, does it?
yeah, last year it did. I'm hoping that since I'm working past Monday through till the following Monday, all Easter, maybe I'll get to hook up.
Okay, I get a few days off in a row.
Rest of the year. No, for
Oh,
holidays.
a few holidays off in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric, I have a question. Johnny wants us to go to Warped Tour in Florida this year. The problem being, it's July 5th, and July 4th is a holiday. How long should I wait to put in a request to get that?
For July 5th? July 5th doesn't matter.
I'd probably have to leave like the 3rd.
Oh.
Because it is the 5th, so.
I'd wait till a few weeks at least. I mean, you can put the request in online.
Okay.
Did they talk to you about that?
They asked me, like, what holidays could you work? And I was like, oh, all of them, because that hadn't come up yet.
Right. Did they tell you about how to take time off?
They did, but I wasn't really listening.
Did they tell you to do it online?
I think so.
Okay. So at least you don't have that one-on-one interaction when you go and ask your boss.
What is going on, guys and girls? It's Ghost
Yeah.
Robo.
That's true.
But if your boss is like me, I just hit deny and say see manager for details.
Oh, man.
Nice.
I wouldn't say I was going for a concert. I'd just be like, oh, I completely
Tell me
forgot.
you're going to see family in Florida.
Yeah. It's my dad's birthday.
Yeah.
We're going, yeah. Going to see the grandpa before he
Just
kicks
lie.
it. Yeah. They don't know. They don't care.
Me. How you holding up over there, Corey?
I'm ready.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Shall we start?
Yeah, we shall.
Okay, I got it going. And I got the right audio input up. I'm prepared.
Dan, good job.
I know what number episode it is this time.
Oh, which
Dan is knacking it out of the park.
193.
193.
Buck 9-3.
Bloodborne. Shall we? Here we
Yeah,
go.
we shall.
Yes.
Yes.
I've got the
Boxo pencil.
box of extra sparkle Bic mechanical pencils.
Sorry.
Fancy new stream overlay setup, Corey. Is that accurate?
I'm just trying to get the browser going, but we don't really need that.
All right, here we go.
Well, Riz likes our new stream overlay.
Same one.
Is it?
I think Corey's tinkering with the where stuff's put on there, right?
Yeah, I did add a Bloodborne image to the overlay this time.
Which you did for another one too.
Give you
Was a
an
Hotline
overlay.
Miami? You put one on there too?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Anyway, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody, episode 193 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host Dan.
I'm Eric.
Will.
Corey.
Today's episode is on Bloodborne, the PS4 exclusive, in the vein of the Dark Souls games. Both me and Eric played it. Actually, Eric was nice enough to let me borrow it. He had a busy week at work, so I borrowed it for a few days. I borrowed Will's PlayStation to play it on, so I also played several hours of Bloodborne. So, two opinions on this one, which is nice.
Yeah.
I was also extremely jealous of Bloodborne. I started playing Dark Souls 2 just because I wanted that type of game, you know,
Sure.
that type of feeling. But yeah, I did end up playing some Bloodborne. So today's April 3rd, 2015. Anybody have anything they want to tease?
The only thing new I played was I downloaded for free the Fast and Furious Forza Horizon 2 game. It's like a standalone that they put out. So I downloaded that and played a little bit of that, and then just more Heroes of the Storm.
Nice. Okay. Corey, did you play anything new?
I did. I played a couple new things. I played Archage.
Oh, good.
I played that very briefly, maybe like an hour. So I can.
You might have played it more than me then.
Oh, really?
Yep. I played that, and then I played a CCG collectible card game RPG called Hand of Fate.
I've heard of that.
And then I played the Black Rock Mountain expansion for Hearthstone.
Oh, cool.
I'll talk about Hearthstone too. Okay. Cool. Will?
Nothing new, Dan.
Nothing new. Gotcha. All right, well, let's get right into Bloodborne. Bloodborne, of course, was developed by From Software, the Souls games.
The good folks over there.
Is all I needed to say about that. And published by Sony Computer Entertainment Japan Studio. PS4 exclusive from the get-go, obviously. It was paid for and published by Sony. It's very much in the Souls line of games. If you've played any of the Souls games, I never played Demon Souls, but I did play Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2 extensively, and then Bloodborne. It's a very similar feel. You'll kind of understand the mechanics and stuff if you played those games before. So, except in this, they changed things up a little bit in this one. You harvest blood echoes instead of souls to level up and buy things in Bloodborne. Which you get from killing enemies, just like Souls. And then there's guns in this one, which is cool. But they're used more as a shield or like a stun weapon, as opposed to an offensive weapon. So, like, if someone's coming in to attack you, a well-timed gunshot will do a stun and allow you to get a few free shots on the enemy that's attacking you, which is extremely useful and a very cool mechanic in Bloodborne. So, Eric, let's hear your thoughts. Let's hear your thoughts on Bloodborne. First of all, how far did you get?
I don't know how many hours I played. I'd say close to 10.
Okay.
I beat the first two bosses.
Did you start exploring that area after you beat the first two bosses a little bit? Because I also beat the first two bosses.
You did.
And then I started exploring, it's called Old Yarnum.
Yes,
I started exploring that a little bit.
I got to the guy who's shooting the Gatling gun on top of the tower.
Okay, so we're about in the same spot.
Okay,
then.
and he killed me
Okay,
when I got up there, and that's where I left off.
gotcha. I'm a little bit further than that. I made it down a little bit.
Did you kill him?
No, I got pinned down by him, and then I got ganked by like 3 or 4 guys all at once, and then I couldn't play anymore. So I'm about in the same spot as you.
Okay, well,
So that's good.
Yeah, I was very frustrated at first with Bloodborne because I felt like it was like unfairly hard at some parts. But the more I played it, the more I really started to like it. The part that really had me pissed off was that there's these two werewolves that are right before the first boss.
That was the hardest part for me,
yeah,
too.
they were just
early
such a
on.
bastard. And they just kicked my ass every time I went over there. And I would try to pull them apart from each other and lure them away from each other. And I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I actually saved a video clip. The second time that I fought them was a pretty sweet battle. I saved a video clip of it. I just got to remember to put it up. I almost died like 3 or 4 times and managed to escape it and ended up killing both of them. But yeah, as far as like the setting and everything like that goes and the way the game looks, I don't think the graphics are spectacular.
No, they're good.
But they aren't usually in a Dark Souls game because
Yeah.
they're so big.
Yeah.
But yeah, the setting is really cool.
Very detailed world.
Yeah,
Very
like the
detailed.
Victorian
Yep.
or Gothic look to it, whatever. And just the atmosphere that it creates with the music and all of that kind of thing and the look of it and your character being covered in blood. Like the more characters you
I
kill.
really thought that was cool.
I did too.
It was an underrated visual of, after you've killed like 30 or 40 guys, it only makes sense that your character would be covered in blood.
Yeah,
And you just like, that makes sense.
it
you know?
does. Yeah, and it adds something to the game.
Yeah.
Like even if it's a small something.
Yeah, and your clothes would look wet from blood and,
Yep.
and they'd be dripping, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I did too. So I was having a really hard time at the beginning. Not really with the smaller enemies,
Yeah.
like just your run-of-the-mill guys that have like a pitchfork or whatever. I was getting through them pretty easily, and I thought that was probably because I had played Dark Souls before.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to talk about a little bit later on is whether or not this game lends itself to having played Dark Souls before.
So I was having a fairly easy time with that, and then I got to like some bigger ogre guys and those 2 werewolves, and I was getting so mad and frustrated because like I just kept dying and I didn't know how to level up. So I actually looked that up.
Yeah, I did the same exact thing.
Yeah, I googled how to level up, and I googled something. Oh, how to build up your weapons, how to increase your weapon power. So I did those couple of things there, and that helped quite a bit.
You actually can't level up right away.
Right.
You've got to get to a certain point in the game before you can level up.
Right.
And I didn't know that because
didn't
I
either.
spent quite a bit of time walking around in the hunters area. Where you kind of respawn and,
Yep.
and you that's where you upgrade all your stuff. I spent a lot of time walking around there. I'm like, where the hell do I level
the
up?
Hunter's Dream.
Hunter's Dream. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I had no idea, but I ended up same thing, Googling it, looking it up, and I was like, oh, I can't. But I could at that point level up my weapons, which helped a lot.
Yes, yeah, it did. It's which weapon did you choose?
I went with the axe and the pistol.
Oh, good. I went with the saw cleaver and the pistol. The saw cleaver is fucking sweet.
Yeah,
And-
I watched a lot on Twitch and people using that. And,
Okay.
There's two ways you can use the weapon too. Like it has its normal small thing, and then you can extend it
Right.
into a full like
And that's
two-handed
every weapon.
Yep.
Every weapon has like a secondary option to it.
Yep.
So like R2 and R1 are your basic attacks with your short weapon. And then if you hit L1, it will extend out. So with a saw cleaver, it's almost like a straight razor. It just like kind of flips it out. But the coolest part of that is you can do it like mid-battle. So if I hit L1 and then hit L1 again, it'll do like 2 small attacks. But if I hit R1, it'll do 2 small regular attacks. It'll just do a couple of short attacks. But if I hit R1 and then hit L1 mid-swing, it will open my saw cleaver and come back with the extended weapon and do more damage.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, you didn't know you could do that?
No, that's fantastic.
Oh, man. I can't believe you didn't like even mistakenly do that
No,
once.
I didn't.
Yeah, you can like incorporate like shortening and lengthening your weapon
Yeah.
during combat.
I didn't know you could do that like in the middle of a swing and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't. I spent most of my time with the weapon shortened.
Okay.
There was only like 2 situations where I extended the weapon into the full.
I
the full
started out
two-handed
like that, but I
axe.
found the longer I played, the more I was using my weapon like extended full because
Especially, I found when a lot of enemies were clumped together, it was easier to use that to take them out all at once, like especially the little guys that are crawling around in the sewer.
Oh yeah.
It took those guys out a lot easier than just the short axe. And the
Definitely.
gun is kind of useless against them because there's so many of them.
The gun's pretty useless anyway
For the most
as a
part.
weapon.
Yeah.
As
yeah.
a weapon, it's useless. But yeah, like as you're saying, Dan, like extending the weapon out is so helpful, especially against. I found it really helpful against the second boss.
The second boss is
particular.
what I did that too for.
Yeah, because
Also.
the game lends itself to speed of play, specifically with your dodging.
Mm-hmm.
I was moving a lot.
Yeah.
Like the more I played the game, the more I realized that I needed to be dodging a lot against the harder enemies. Not so much against the smaller enemies when you're starting out in Central Yharnam.
Yeah.
Or is that's what the first part
Yharnam,
is.
yep.
Central
Yharnam. Mhm.
Like the main like specific smaller enemies aren't bad, and you don't really have to dodge too much. But the bigger enemies like the bosses and the ogres that you come across in that area, you definitely need to dodge a lot and stay away from them.
Yeah. Or I started getting really good with the gun with the timing of the stun.
Okay, see, I just figured out it was hard for me to get through my head that I shouldn't be using that as a long range weapon.
Yeah.
And that I should be using it more as like a shield, like I would in Dark Souls. Because there are shields in this game, but apparently they could put them in kind of jokingly.
Yeah, I got one like towards the end, and I just sold it because I had liked my gun at that point as a stun weapon.
So I mean that was the main thing, and that's what I said to Dan when I dropped the game off. I said if I give you one piece of advice, it's use your gun as a shield.
Yep.
So time it like you would if you had a shield in like Dark Souls when they're about to hit you. Shoot them and it will stun them or knock them back.
They give you there's a little tone too, so you know that you actually stun them.
Yep.
And then you can wail away, at least get a few hits in before you need to jump back.
And if you time it just right, like sometimes you'll like impale them and do super mega damage, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Especially when you do it to like an ogre, because they can fuck you up if they hit you. But yeah, so I mean the combat I think is a little quicker, and it pays off if you go in aggressively. I felt like, especially against the boss, especially the second boss.
Yeah.
You don't. When I say aggressively, I don't mean you should go in swinging at him.
Yeah.
But if you like aggressively dodge, and I found the best way to attack him is get behind him. Like it is in Dark Souls, but it's a different kind of get behind him. It's a faster get behind him and keep circling around him quickly and then swing. But I just found that it pays off to be a little more aggressive with your attacking. And I think that's what people kind of meant, like that it's a quicker game or faster moving.
Yeah.
I think it's the pace that you attack with.
Yeah. Yeah, see, it felt very familiar to me because that's kind of how I went with my build in Dark Souls too.
Not at all how I went.
Yeah, I was I picked the swordsman, two-handed weapon. And that's what I would do. I would get in close, be really good with dodge, and try to hit him in the back. So it felt very familiar like right away to how I had played Dark Souls 2.
Now I read that there's no bonus damage for doing like a backstab.
I don't think I did one. So
I read a good article and I can't remember what it was. I actually saved it because there are 3 moves that you can do. You have to time them perfectly to do them, and backstab is one of them.
Okay.
That does like mega damage.
Nice.
But you have to do them perfectly and time it just right.
Yeah, I never was able to do that.
But like in Dark Souls, if you remember, like you could get around a guy, and if you hit him in the back, it does more damage than it would if you hit him in the front.
Yeah.
I don't know if it does that in Bloodborne.
Okay.
Like just
a normal back attack.
Yeah, normal hit in the back. Yeah, but the combat is great. It's they just do such a good job with that stuff.
Yeah.
And when you die, for the most part, and the reason I was getting frustrated at the beginning, like I said, was because I felt like that those werewolves especially were unfair.
Yeah. For starting off the game too, like your equipment sucks, your character sucks, you probably suck.
Yeah.
I think we had a little bit of an advantage being Dark Souls players.
Yes.
That's definitely an advantage, but still, like they're definitely overpowered. And I ended up, after I tried fighting them 2 or 3 times, and then I just ended up like running past them.
Yeah.
I never fought them until I leveled up a few times and was
Right.
powerful enough to kill them in like 2 hits.
I mean, because at first you can't get to the area where you need to get to be able to level up.
Yep.
Unless you fight them.
Yep.
So it's kind of a bitch. But after you unlock like shortcuts and things like that, you can get there a little easier. But yeah, the werewolves specifically were frustrating me because I didn't feel like it was me sucking at the game, which in the past with like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, like if I died, I knew
Yeah.
it was my fault
Yep.
for like rushing or just playing stupid. But with the werewolves, I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to beat this?
Yeah. I read in a few different reviews. I think 2 different reviews said this exact same thing, and that's that the first area is really meant to like break you as a player, and once you get past that, and then you like learn the game, because a lot of the game is not just your character progression, but your progression as a player.
Oh, yeah,
which is
yeah.
one of the cool things about the Souls games.
Yeah.
And it's meant to like break you down.
That's one of the cool things about that whole series is that it's its own thing. Like it's kind of like a teaching tool of its
Yeah.
own device.
Yeah, exactly.
And just
It
learning
teaches
how
you
to,
how to
play its game. It's different from anything else. So
Yep.
like you literally have to learn how they want you to play, and just getting better at it. And I liked it at 1st. I don't want to sound like I didn't like it, but I don't even say I was disappointed. But I wasn't like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
At first I was like, this is a good game, whatever. But like the more I played it, and the feeling when I finally beat those fucking werewolves the first time, and then I got to the first boss and beat the first boss,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is why I fucking love these games.
Yep.
Because when you finally beat those the enemies that have beaten you into the ground so many times, and then you finally beat them, it's such a good. It's literally, I don't get that feeling from any other game.
Yeah.
I really don't. Maybe Hotline Miami. Maybe because
When
that's
you
a hard
finally
game
beat a
too.
level.
But it's different. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Dark Souls 2. I could physically like scream like fuck yeah at the TV if my fiance wasn't home.
Yeah.
But you just get so excited, and it's just so rewarding. And I remember Corey talking about that with the first Dark Souls when that came out, because none of us had played Demon Souls, I don't think. And then Corey played Dark Souls and kind of got us interested in it. And I remember him talking about just how much of a rewarding feeling it was to beat the bosses. And that's one of the biggest draws still to these games. And they just do such a good job of drawing you in with that. And
Yeah.
when you combine learning the combat systems and trying to perfect them with all the different weapons that you can get, and combine that with the feeling that you get when you beat a boss or a hard enemy, and then combine that with the atmosphere and the world that you're exploring, and knowing that there's all these secrets. You don't know really what the story is, but you want to know what it is, and there's so many places to go explore and find all these hidden treasures. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
It really is. I think, honestly, these games are perfect for
Yeah.
me. They're just... I don't really think I could ask for anything else.
Yeah, I played a little bit yesterday afternoon, and then I played like last night after my kids went to bed, and then this morning I got woken up a little bit early by my daughter at like 5:30. I was laying in bed. I'm like, I'm gonna play Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I couldn't fall back asleep. I just wanted to play Bloodborne.
Yeah, and it is one of those kind of games where like when you're not home playing it, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like right, I've told you guys this, but right now, like for me, this is one of the best times of gaming that I've ever had recently because of Heroes of the Storm, like playing with you guys and Bloodborne. Like I literally don't need any other games right now. And I'm trying to be smart about what I buy right now because I want to buy stuff. Like Axiom Verge came out, I want to buy it, but I just don't need it.
Yeah, you're not gonna play it.
I'm not going to play it. I don't have time. Like I have 2 Heroes, I don't want to say is in depth, but like you can just keep playing it. And Bloodborne is in depth, and it's a commitment to time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have these 2 fucking games that I just love.
Yeah.
And just want to keep playing.
Yep.
And they're so different, which I think is good. But
I should say I absolutely loved it too.
Yeah.
Very addicting.
the more I played it.
Yeah, exactly. The more you play, like even the more you explore, like you're
Yeah.
like, I just want to see what's next, or I want to see what enemies are around the next corner. When I first went into the old Yarnum and walked around there a wagon, and this guy with a creepy white mask jumped
Yeah.
out at me, scared the shit out of me. I'm
Yeah.
like, that was fantastic.
And we didn't even talk about, and people that have played Dark Souls in the past know about the notes that people can
Yeah.
leave.
See, I didn't get to do any of that. Will didn't have his PlayStation
shit.
account active.
Oh, that just adds so much to
yeah, I
it.
didn't have any online stuff.
And I'm glad I remembered this because the note kind of fucked me over once. But that specific part you're talking about, I know exactly where it is. And the guy has that face.
Yeah.
Like a porcelain doll,
Yep.
kind of.
Yep.
And there's another character in the game I don't want to spoil anything, but there's another character in the game that has kind of that same face in a different area. And somebody left a note saying something about that. And it really got me thinking, like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if maybe they knew something that I didn't know. And that's why those notes are so cool. See,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's the fourth thing. You got the progression of yourself as a player. You got the bosses and the feeling you get, the atmosphere in the world and searching it, and the multiplayer aspect of it. Whether it be the notes that people leave or like playing with people co-op.
Yeah, sucking people into your world.
Right, sucking people into your world or going
To
into
help
their
you.
worlds. And I haven't played in the Chalice dungeons, and I'm sure you didn't.
No.
So that's going to be something that we experience later on. But yeah, that note really got me thinking. So another note that fucked me over. You know the part in the first area, you go into a house and there's an old man sitting in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Okay, so past him in the right corner, there's like a little spot in there between two bookcases, and somebody left a note in there. So I was like, shit, I wonder if there's like a hidden pathway. So I go over there, and I start hitting the walls. And I can't remember what the note said, but I read it, started hitting the walls, and I'm like, there's nothing here. So I turned around to walk out, couldn't move. Got stuck in there. And the fucker left the note in there to screw with people.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I looked it up. I Googled it. I was like, what do I do? And somebody said, yeah, some guy left a note in this corner, and now I'm fucking stuck here. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So I ended up having to use one of the items that
Oh, yeah.
you spend your souls and you get reborn or whatever. So I had to use that, which sucked, and I was pissed.
Yeah, especially if you had a big bank of souls going, you know.
I didn't, thank God,
Blood Echoes.
because I had just leveled up.
Nice.
But I wanted to fight that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And still want to.
Yeah.
So if he happens to listen, I want to challenge him to a fight.
Fist fight.
So I put my own note there. It said, like, reeks of corruption or something like that. I don't know. So, but that's another way, like, these notes are just so crazy, and I love reading what everybody has to say and, like, rating it if it's a good note, you know what I mean? And I get so excited when somebody rates my note as a good note.
Yeah.
But like you were saying about the exploration, Dan, I remember one part I was in the sewers, and I got to the end of the sewers, and I saw this area down below, and I was, like, toying with myself whether I could jump down there or not. I decided not to. But there was an item laying there, surrounded by all these dead bodies. So finally, after like a while, I finally found my way down there and got the item. And it wasn't even a good item, but it's just that feeling of like, man, that could
You
be
got it. It
that
could be
could be
something
my
good.
shit down there. That could be something awesome. That could be a new set of armor or a weapon. That's what that game does to you.
Yeah.
And it's so awesome.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I have too much more to really say about it, but I'm
Did you think it was a
digging
little
it.
easier than Dark Souls or Dark Souls 2?
The main enemies are, I would say the main enemies are, and I think part of that too is because it doesn't have this is one of the differences too. You don't get hollow. You remember how in like Dark Souls 2 you'd become hollow and you'd lose some of your health. All you lose now is your blood echoes, which is the equivalent to
And then you
souls,
can
like we
go
said,
find.
and you can just go get them. Although
Some enemies take them.
some enemies take them and you have to kill the enemy now.
Yeah.
It's not just a stain on the ground where you can go back and pick it up, which can be a bitch because the wolves took mine
Oh,
and I had
really?
to kill them. Yeah, and I
Oh,
did
no.
it. Fucking
Nice.
killed the bastards. But yeah, so you don't become hollow, so you don't like you would in a
Yeah.
Dark Souls game. So I think in that respect, it is probably a little easier. And I feel like the healing potions, which are blood vials, they
Yeah.
drop a lot more often.
That was my main thing. Like, there's a lot more ways to heal yourself in this game because it seems like every like third enemy you kill will drop at least one, sometimes 2 or 3 blood vials, which you use to heal yourself. You can only have a maximum of 20, but it's pretty easy to restock it if you deplete your supply. You know.
And something I didn't realize is that if you get more than you can carry, they go to your supply back in the Hunter's Dream, and
didn't
when
know that.
you die, they replenish. They
Didn't
take
know
it
that.
right from your supply box, and they put them right in your inventory.
Because I wondered, because when I was going to beat one of the bosses, I think it was the second boss, I noticed because I died maybe 2 or 3 times fighting him.
I beat him the first try.
Did you?
Yeah.
It took me 2 or 3 times, but with both bosses to beat him. But I noticed that, because I used almost all my potions in those fights, or my blood. What was it? Blood vial.
Blood vial.
Blood vial. But they replenished. And I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
But that's
why.
Okay.
So you can keep a stock back
That's
in the Hunter's Dream in your box
That
there.
makes sense.
Same with all the consumables.
Yeah.
Pebbles.
Also, when you take hits, your bar will turn yellow or orange rather. And if you get a couple hits on the enemy, you kind of steal that health
If
back.
you hit them quickly back
Yep.
in return, or you counterattack them.
Yep.
That is another part that's huge.
Yep.
That I sometimes forget about because you have the temptation to just back off.
Yeah, because that's what you learn in Dark Souls.
Exactly.
In Dark Souls 2 is if you take a few hits, back off. But if you can sneak a few hits in Bloodborne, you can
Right.
recover a lot of that health, or
Yep.
even all of it.
And that's really helpful because then you don't have to use your blood vials and you're not going to die.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think those are the main differences in the game.
Yeah, I think I do feel like it is a little easier than Dark Souls, but like in a good way, not in a bad way.
Plus, we're not that far either.
It's not an easy game by any means.
No.
I'm not trying to get that across, but I think if you're new to the Souls series, I think it probably, while will be hard, is probably a little more accessible, I guess.
I have a
because
feeling
of
it's going to get harder, though.
Yeah, see, everything I read says the first area is like the hardest
Really?
before you start getting your character like the way you want it, and
Oh.
before you learn how to play the game. Maybe that's for new players, though.
That could be.
You know?
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I freaking love the game.
It's also more story driven than Souls.
I don't really know what's going on.
I don't know either, but because I read like probably 3 or 4 reviews, and everyone said the story really
Shines.
it doesn't shine, but it's
better.
It's better, which is not hard to do.
Yeah.
I barely was aware there was a story in Dark Souls 1 or 2.
There are some things that I want to touch on that are kind of spoilery, so I won't.
Okay.
But there are some interesting things that go on, and you can make some choices for people that you can find around the city, and I'm interested to see what happens with that. But yeah, so I guess that is part of the story, and that's kind of got my gander up a little bit.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good
What'd you
stuff.
think of the first 2 bosses?
I had a little more trouble with the first one, the
Me too.
cleric beast.
Yeah.
I figured out his. I don't want to spoil it, but if you stay in a certain location,
Yep.
relative to him, it's a lot easier.
You know what I found it very much like was the first boss in Dark Souls 2,
which
the
one?
tall tree.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I did pretty much the same thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I beat him on the second try, and I beat the second boss on the first try. I thought the second boss was really easy.
Yeah. It was pretty easy.
I don't know if I got in the right position where he just couldn't do anything
Maybe.
or what, but yeah. Great.
Good stuff. Any dislikes?
No.
Okay.
And you know what? I had a couple of just epic fights, and a couple of them were the werewolves, where my hands were literally shaking after it, and I was just so excited.
Yeah.
And my nerves were just like shot, and I just needed to take a break because I was just like
You're
buzzing.
sunk. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing about that game, and it's cool that it doesn't have to be a boss fight
Yeah.
for that to happen.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I don't really have any dislikes, Dan. I really don't.
I've got a couple minor ones. I had some weird camera things when I got backed into a corner. It would like zoom in on my character and get all squirrely.
Okay.
I don't know if you had that happen to you at all.
No, I don't think so.
That happened to me maybe 2 or 3 times during the game. And then the frame rate I didn't think was very good. But I read they're going to patch that when they patch the load time thing.
Oh, we didn't talk about the load time.
Yeah. They were long, but it didn't really bother me.
It didn't bother me either. I thought
think-
people were making a bigger deal out of it.
I think if you die like a ton, that would probably annoy you. But
Yeah. I didn't die all that much.
I didn't either, and it didn't really bother me that much. Even
Yeah.
when that was when I got a drink or looked at my tablet. That really didn't bother me at all. What's happening with the frame rate? I read the Digital Foundry analysis on this, and it's the same thing that happened during the Destiny beta, where they would have. Because it's supposed to be a unique frame every other second, but they're doing 2. What's happening is they're getting 2 unique frames and then 2 of the same frames. So you get that like stuttery frame rate. I guess especially when you're doing online. I didn't experience any online, but it's a minor annoyance. I'm a frame rate snob, so
See, I didn't notice.
yeah.
I never do.
It only annoyed me for the first like half an hour. I still noticed it later, but it didn't bother me. I got so engrossed in the game that I barely thought about it by the time my time was done with
Now,
it.
see,
so.
I've never done any multiplayer in any of the games, Souls or this, and I was waiting in this one to do multiplayer because there was a bug in one of the areas. But a
Yes.
patch just came out for us, so
Yep.
that's fixed.
Yep.
So I might I don't know. It depends. I'm not going to use other people's help if I don't need it.
I always like to try the boss a few times by myself first.
Yeah.
And see if I can handle it.
Same
I
here.
did the same thing in Dark Souls. There was only, well, especially early on, I think there was only one boss that I needed help with, and the rest I soloed. Later on in the game, I ended up. That's very distracting.
Sorry.
Put it on fucking vibrate, would you?
couple of
It's not me.
goons. That's my thing making noise.
Oh.
Yeah, good stuff though. Definitely recommend. This is what I wanted to ask you guys.
I want to ask you something too.
System seller.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
For me, it is.
For me, it is too. I probably would get a PS4 for Bloodborne if there was another game coming out this year for PS4 that I
That
really
you wanted?
wanted. Yeah.
They just need one other thing.
One more game, just one more game that I can't live without because that game's awesome. It really is. Really, really dig it.
Well, it'll be there when that game comes out that you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's a-
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
It'll be there.
Yeah,
Waiting.
it'll be there.
What do you think that game is?
Another PS4 game?
Yeah, like
that's multi.
anything.
I don't think they have anything coming out this year.
No, I don't think so either.
Unless they announce a surprise,
I
but
don't think they're gonna.
stuff gets delayed now, so nothing will
fall
be coming
games
out
are
until
gonna blow again. I think
Is that really it for games?
their fall games are bad.
The
They don't
order
have
was-
anything.
The Order was supposed to be the other one, but that didn't.
I can't. Off the top of my head, I can't think of what their fall games are. I don't think they really have anything.
nothing exclusive anyway. Just
No.
multi-plats. Because there was Uncharted, but that's next year.
Next
now.
year, yeah, next spring.
So
But
so
Dang.
good.
yeah, Bloodborne's great. I would recommend if you're like on the fence about getting a PS4, especially if you already like the Dark Souls games,
Yeah.
you definitely should get it.
It's
I
a
would
must
even
play for the
recommend it
Souls
to
series.
somebody that doesn't like it though,
Yeah.
or not that doesn't like it, but has never played it and is interested. Like,
Read some tips on the internet.
yeah,
Take your time. Don't expect to blaze through it. You're going to die a lot.
Yep.
As long as you go in with that mindset, you'll be fine.
yeah, just learn it. Just be willing. If you're not willing, if you have never been a gamer that's willing to learn it, probably not for you. But if you want to sink the time into it to learn the systems and like explore the world and
That's what I was going to ask you, Eric. One of my favorite things about the Souls games is the exploration and just how like cool and diverse each level is. Does Bloodborne have a good amount of variation between?
not thus far.
I've heard it's not as much as like Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. But I guess it's more. It's not as varied, but it's more interesting because of the better story.
Yeah, it's
From what I've read on reviews,
I mean, it still has exploration, I would say, but it doesn't
Yeah.
have the
the
very
variety.
the varied location
Yeah.
look to it. But I think it works.
Yeah.
It works just fine, just because of the way the game is set up, and like
Yep.
Dan said, the story. Because you are in like this area that has a story going on to it, and like something is wrong in this area. Of
Yeah,
town.
it's a plague infested city,
Right.
and you kind of got to figure out why.
So I think you'd like it, Corey.
Oh, yeah.
I really don't have any doubt that you would like it.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I've been
also-
watching it here on the stream, and looks like a game I need to play.
Yeah, it does.
It's time for PS4, Corey.
Well, it's a bad time for that.
You know what else it's done, Dan? I wasn't gonna get Dark Souls 2 remastered, but I am going to. I have to.
Yeah,
I've seen some. I've just looked at a couple of screenshots, and I was like, oh man, I need to be in there again.
like I said, when I was my raging jealousy of Bloodborne, I was like, I'm gonna play Dark Souls, and I started playing Dark Souls 2 again, and I love my time with it. It's fantastic.
It's so good. I just wonder what they're gonna do next over there from Software.
Yeah,
You think they'll make another Bloodborne?
I don't know. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I don't know how the story sets up or anything like that, but
Yeah,
I mean, the Dark Souls stories are.
yeah. That's not what's interesting about about those games. So.
Is From Software now like a Sony studio, or are they still their own kind of thing?
No,
They just had
Sony
it-
paid them money to make a game.
So it's just a one-off exclusive.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see what the sales numbers are on it.
Yeah, I only saw the Japan and like UK sales figures.
Yeah.
which are never as much as United States because of the population differences. But
I'm in the Podcast Beyond group on Facebook, and it seemed like damn near everybody on there got it.
yeah, I mean, if you have a PS4, pretty much a must buy. I read some of the Metacritic reviews of people who gave it a 0.
Oh yeah.
It was all people who
Have Xboxes.
no. I think there was people. Well, maybe there was probably some of those. Yeah, Xbox fanboys that just didn't want to
Give any credit.
Give any credit. But everyone was like, I played it for half an hour and it's so repetitive and you just die all the time. You died. It was stuff like that. I'm like, you're missing the point.
Yeah, you're totally missing
Just
the point.
play Call of Duty and
Exactly.
trade Bloodborne in, or
Yeah.
give it to a friend who would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Uninstall.
Uninstall. Yeah, exactly.
learn Bloodborne or uninstall.
There you
Yeah.
go.
It was kind of sad, really.
And you know what? I know this game isn't for everybody,
It's not for everybody.
and I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say this. I'm really not. I mean it. I feel bad for people that don't like these games because I want everybody to enjoy them as much as I do because I just know how fucking awesome they are.
Yeah.
I legitimately feel bad if somebody doesn't like it because that just sucks that they can't experience those games the way that we do.
Yeah,
But
I hear you.
yes, I think that's.
It's a
I think we've sung its praises.
Yep, recommend from both of us.
Oh god, yeah.
Absolutely
And we're
loved
gonna
it.
obviously keep you filled in as we go along, or as I go along.
I was gonna say, rub it in, Eric.
Sorry.
That's okay. Because Will's gonna get it. Maybe I'll borrow his PS4 again. Because you can start a new game and leave my character on there. So
Okay. Yeah.
just do that. Do we want to get right into Nibblebits, or do we need to take a break?
Let's take a break.
Take a break.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back in just a minute with Nibblebits.
That makes it easier for me to get the time.
Gotcha.
Because I guess every time. 35, 20,
35,
38.
38, 39. You need some glasses, Will.
Well, it's really small.
It is small.
That's what she said.
Didn't she? Rotten bitch.
Well, it's really small. I gotta pee.
Okay.
I'm exhausted. Ugh.
Christy bought her wedding dress today.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
Was that you two? You were talking about weightlifting?
It was really distracting.
It was. I didn't notice it at first, but it kept going off, and I was like, "God damn it!" I thought it was Will's phone.
No, it was Dan's
It was my tablet.
Yeah. Every time I just like...
I have to have it on like max notification volume because otherwise I won't hear it ever.
It's probably pretty quiet, right?
No, it's pretty loud.
Well, not at when it's at max it is, but before that...
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't know. It's okay. But like, cause I can't keep it in my pocket. So wherever I set it down like in the living room or in the kitchen. And if I'm not in that room and if it's not on max volume, I can't hear it.
Riz was admiring the guns, Will. Sun's out, guns out in Binghamton.
I didn't want to wear this, but I forgot to bring a shirt.
The sun was actually out for a few minutes today.
It was nice.
It was nice. I was thinking about it too, and the location of this, it shouldn't get as hot in the summer because the afternoon sun hits that wall over there, and the driveway is right there, which absorbs a lot of heat.
Right.
We're on the other side. This only gets morning sun. It shouldn't warm up as much, which is good because it gets brutally hot down here in the summer.
Right. It does too. Fuck, I leave here, feel like I just stepped out of the shower and I'm sopping wet.
From all that hardcore,
Talking.
high intensity podcasting.
Hi.
Dan, I may have another guest for us.
Yeah.
I have someone from Mortal Kombat,
Okay.
and I have somebody.
I meant to tell you, you could have had Dan on for this episode. I don't think I ever got back to you.
I don't know if you'd even want to,
Oh, okay.
but bottle opener.
Oh yeah. Where did I put it?
It's under the pencils.
One of the dudes at work, he's in HR actually. He's a real good guy. He
Was it Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He restores old systems, and he loves retro gaming.
Oh, nice.
And I don't think we've ever done like an episode on that.
I don't think so.
And then we do have some slots to fill.
Yes, we do.
So
Yeah.
I mentioned it to him today. He seemed pretty excited about it.
Okay, that's fine. Sounds good to
He
me.
seemed a little nervous, but I think I could talk him into it.
Yeah.
When
He's a fucking cool guy.
have a few beers. He'll be
Yeah.
fine.
when I did my orientation, he's like, I don't know if I told you this. I think I told you this, but he was like, one thing nobody knows about you. So I said that I do a podcast, and he's like, oh, what's it on? And I was like, it's video games, technology, and we talk a little sports. He's like, oh, is it the one with Eric? And I was like, yeah, it is. He's like, cool, we're going to talk later. So it was a good thing you told me to do that.
See that?
Yeah.
Like I said to Val today when I got her a new line at the store,
Yeah.
I said once in a while it pays off to know Eric.
Yeah.
Once in a while, it pays to know her.
Every so often.
Shall we?
Yeah. I'll get our feedback ready at the next break.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Assuming I can still function.
What are you drinking, Eric?
You want another beer, Dan? Just tell me.
Good,
Summer
good
ale.
for now.
Mm.
It's that time of the year.
Yeah.
I drink a ton of summer ale in the summer.
I'm an outsider. Outside of everything. Had to buy ground coffee today.
What do you mean? You
Not
usually
happy about it.
straight up
Usually buy
beans?
beans, huh? Do you
Yep.
notice a big difference?
Not really.
Then what's the problem?
Well, it's the whole ritual of grinding beans. It's the,
I-
the coffee ritual I enjoy.
I'd
It's
much
too
rather
lazy.
skip that ritual.
Yeah, I'm way too lazy for that.
part of enjoying a cup, guys.
It does feel weird to be drinking beer instead of coffee down here, though,
Yeah.
because I always have coffee with me.
Sure you did. I was actually expecting a Dunkin' Donuts.
No, I wanted to fill my belly with Sam tonight,
Good old Samuel Adams.
so I can go home and really suck it up on hots.
Nice.
Oh, you'll get yelled at. If you're not
No,
in
because we'll
tip-top
probably have a
shape.
full team.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
We're
right.
close to
I
it.
think
Oh, we'll have a full team.
first that I know will be on.
I want to do. Can you do custom matches like
Yeah,
team versus team though? Like
I think so.
Will
You
and
can
I
do-
play you and Eric or something?
I don't know. Can you do
wouldn't
2 on
want
2?
that.
Well, I
don't
mean, 5-on-5 teams, but can you set up a match and choose your opponent?
I don't want to do
I
that.
don't either.
Well, because there's been times where we've had like 2 5-man teams on.
Oh,
Yeah, that one day where it was me and you, Corey, Chris, and Evan, and
oh
it was
yeah,
you
I was
and
playing
Alex
with Alex and somebody else.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought that would be fun. I was hoping we'd come across you guys with the random quick match.
That wouldn't be fun.
No, I don't even like that idea. That sounds awful.
I want to keep this together.
Unless I'm on your guys' team, that sounds terrible. It's not even for like a skill thing. I just don't even want to go down that road.
I do. Keeps things interesting.
No. You remember the Halo tournament?
Oh, yeah.
Started threatening 16-year-olds.
Oh, they deserved it. They were baiting you.
They were baiting me, and goddamn if I don't always bite.
They should know better.
I told them not to, but
That's probably why they did it.
I know you did. Oh, Derek in Chicago's in the chat.
What's
drinking
up,
a little
Derek?
PBR tonight.
Bieber.
Classic.
Yeah, PBR is a Thumbstick athlete's favorite.
It is.
So it's one of my favorite cheap beers.
Yeah, it gets a bad rap.
It does.
I don't get it.
It beats the hell out of like Coors Light
Oh my god, yes.
or anything
water.
Budweiser. Yeah, I don't even mind. Like Blue Light's fine.
You watch
Yeah.
your mouth, Dan.
What?
Budweiser Platinum's a good beer.
I've never had Bud Platinum, but I just dislike Budweiser so much or Bud Light.
No, that was what I would buy in Brooklyn because it was cheap and had a lot of alcohol.
Still
Oh,
want to get that Labatt Power Play.
What's that?
Beer that says Power Play and it has hockey sticks on it.
Oh, nice.
I told Val to get it for you when she was in shopping.
She should.
I'll tell you what you guys want to drink.
Oh,
That's when she
yeah.
got your like mixed bag.
Gotcha.
What you want to drink is One Giant Leap's Seventh Day IPA.
I'm willing to try.
I
your
don't
beer
like
anytime.
IPA.
Well,
Oh,
then
that's
you can drink the Norwegian Commando.
Well, Corey, I mean, if you made it, I'll try it. But I don't like IPA in general. What's
Yeah.
the Norwegian Commander?
It's like a Hefeweizen, a wheat ale.
Mmm.
But we're
I
still
can get down with that.
we're still tinkering with that recipe. It's lemongrass, and for the next brew, we're gonna add juniper,
Okay.
which will give it a little bit of fruity flavor and a little bit of piney flavor, which I think will be good.
All right. I'm in. I'm down. Dan, do you want to start a rival brewery?
Let's do it. I'd probably just drink all of our beer, though. I don't think I'd be able
I'm
to sell
fine
it.
with that. I'm not trying to make any money here.
I would like to
Save a lot of money.
Right.
I think we spend about $40 making 5 gallons of beer.
Yeah, but you have it. I mean, you have a scientist on your
I keep asking him. I'm like, because
You'll be
of your
genius.
pharmaceutical background, does this help you at all? And he's like, no, not at all. I'm like, all right.
He'd tell you if it did.
But he's got at least the practice down of keeping everything clean.
Well, that's exactly it. He's very diligent about all that stuff,
exactly.
which I am not. I'm the complete
I'm la-
opposite.
I'm lazy and sloppy,
Yep.
so
I'll try and do that.
Jake has demanded that if Will's going to wear his sleeveless, he has to say bro after everything.
Bro,
bro.
Yeah, I don't like the hops and IPAs either, Derek.
you got to drink some more West Coast IPAs.
He's right. There's too many fucking IPAs.
It's because that's
Anywhere
what
you
everyone's
go.
drinking.
Why? They're fucking awful.
You know, people like them.
I can't. I have to drink an IPA with food. I cannot. I couldn't sit here and drink a 6-pack of IPA.
I'd rather
gotta
drink
be
a
with-
stout
It's got to be with a burger.
or a lager.
Yeah, see, I don't like stouts. I like lagers. Pretty much any kind of lager I'll
Lager's my
drink.
favorite, I think.
How can you
Yeah.
not like stout?
I don't know.
A good chocolate. You know
dude,
what?
stouts
One
are
of the
so good.
best beers I ever had was at the Binghamton Brewery.
Yeah, the oatmeal stout.
Yeah. What's the name of that place?
Is that the
Galaxy,
No. the
Binghamton
other
Brew Co.
No.
Water
one.
Street
by
Brewing.
Southcott's. Water Street.
Water Street. Yeah.
The oatmeal stout. Oh god, it was
So
like a
good.
meal, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was creamy and
Oh,
it left a little foam on your mustache. Love
Dan, when you say creamy and foam on the mustache,
wang.
gets me a little hard.
Wang duster.
Yeah,
On the old wang duster.
we should keep recording
Yes,
so we
we
can
should.
play hots.
Here we go.
No, last longer.
Oh yeah, Corey, that is not my speciality.
We got to target like 11.
All right, let's draw it out, boys.
3 more hours. We can do it.
Next break, chat again.
What we could do is break right now and play a few rounds of hots.
Wait, wasn't it?
I can't play on my fucking laptop.
Wasn't it Derek that wanted hangovers?
Jake said his favorite beer is an open one.
That's a good point, Jake.
That's good.
What's Boone's Farm?
That one really tickled my fancy. Got the little funny bone.
Tickle Eric's funny bone.
Yeah, it did.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 193 of Thumbstick Athletes podcast. We are now in our Nibble Bits segment. If anyone's new to the episode, our Nibble Bits are little bits of news that we find. They're also sourced on our Twitter feed. So twitter.com/TSAthletes or at capital T, capital S athletes. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we post the news we come across on there, as well as other things. My first one, Mario Kart 8 is getting a new faster mode, 200cc on April 23rd, which will apparently require a master of braking along with other Mario Kart skills. To which I said,
Bring it
braking?
down. Oh.
No, braking? Who brakes in Mario Kart?
Not me.
I can't say I've ever used the brake in Mario Kart. I'm full speed all the time.
Yeah, you kick our ass though, Dan.
What character do you use, Dan?
You're a champion of Mario Kart.
Either Mario or Tanuki Suit Mario. I actually played some Mario Kart 8, which I'll talk about during what I played. Tanuki Suit Mario or regular Mario, pipe frame kart, and crimson rollers wheels.
I haven't played in forever.
We should play.
It's so good.
Hey, I love Nintendo games because I never want to trade them in,
Yeah,
except for Bayonetta.
yeah. Well, you knew you were going to play that
Right.
again, so.
But I'll play Smash Bros. or Mario Kart,
yeah.
for sure.
I've been waiting for you bros to get on and play, but nobody can play.
Text me, bro.
All right, I will, bro.
Bro, why don't we smash, Will?
I played a decent amount of Mario Kart 8 online because I was watching the Nintendo Direct.
Oh,
It was on April Fool's, actually.
It was, yeah.
And my son watched a little bit of it, and during the Mario Kart part, he wanted me to play Mario Kart afterwards. So I was like, I can do that.
what a champion.
So I did. Played some Mario Kart afterwards. So yeah, that's Mario Kart. You can vote for characters you would like to see added to the Smash Brothers roster on the official Smash Brothers website. As right now, it's a write-in poll, so you enter which character you would like to see, from which game they hail from, and why they should be in Smash Brothers.
This is a no-brainer to me, and I've said it before.
yeah,
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. That's who I wrote in.
Perfect.
That's who I wrote in, actually.
I'm gonna hope that I'll get around to writing in. I might not, but I'm glad you did, Dan. Bayonetta's perfect for that game.
Bayonetta is perfect. Bayonetta 2 being a Nintendo Wii U exclusive.
Yep.
There was actually in some of the message boards and stuff I was reading comments after this article. Like, there's a lot of good ideas on there.
Was
though.
there?
Shovel Knight was one of the characters
Yeah.
named, which I think would be cool.
My favorite was Alex Trebek.
Alex Trebek.
Yeah.
People want Goku.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Ball Z, and
Fuck Goku.
I don't know if they'd be able to do that, but I think Bayonetta would be an easy one to do.
Yeah, it would be.
With like I said, Bayonetta
That's just
2
perfect
being
for it.
yeah, that's what I thought. But that's why I put. I'm gonna.
Will, are you gonna vote?
Yeah, I haven't decided who I want though.
Okay.
I don't know if they're gonna tabulate the results and then give a poll of like 10 for people to vote on, or how it's gonna go from there. But
Yeah.
that's on our Twitter feed too if you want to go and vote. Yeah. And then my last nibble bit, Elite Dangerous, is now available on Steam. Up until now, it had only been available on the developer's website. So for me, it makes Elite Dangerous a much more enticing buy.
I thought about it.
Point. But the problem is, it's a $60 game, and I have to buy the flight stick with it. So that's another at least $40.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dan. I'd love to play your copy of it when you buy it
I don't believe you can.
on Steam.
I think because it has a third-party login that you can't.
Yeah, it's a MMO.
It's like an MMO. So
Never mind.
Yeah. I'm very interested though.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
it does look sweet.
What kind of Kickstarter asshole prices their game at $60?
It's a Kickstarter game. It's a established franchise. There's other Elite things on there
Yeah.
that floating around. Other Elite games, or might be from a television series, or
No, there's an Elite series from like a long time ago.
yeah. So that's it for my nibble bits. Corey, what do you got?
Halo 5 has a release date, October 27th, which I checked the release schedule and I didn't see anything else scheduled for Octubre.
Yeah.
Call of Duty will be in October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anything has a hard date though. All I
No.
saw was Halo anyway. So there's not much to talk about with that.
Since there's like nothing really that's interesting coming out in the fall, I might end up getting Halo.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
What about
I
Star
thought
Wars?
the same thing. I don't want to get it,
I don't either. I hated it,
but God, it's an Xbox owner. I feel like I have to get it.
and I liked the trailer that they put out. When
I
they-
could give two shits. This is the problem for me, especially. I only play the multiplayer in Halo, as we've discussed, and I'm just after the bad taste of the Master Chief Collection left in my mouth and continues to leave. I just don't know if I want to get into that.
just
Yeah.
borrow it because I want to play the campaign.
Well, thought was maybe I'd just watch some YouTube. Like,
Get your
here's
fill
what's
out of
happened
YouTube.
in Halo. Now play Halo 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just play the campaign that way.
Oh, watch the story.
Right, the campaign story.
Yeah.
Just to catch up on everything, because I don't want to play through it all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might do that. I'm not really sure. We'll see. But I can't afford to fuck that one up, huh?
No.
Mhm.
No. 343's on thin ice. Okay.
And Bungie's laughing all the way to the Destiny Bank.
Yeah, they are. They made a fortune off of that game.
On live, pulling the plug.
Corey.
Rip.
Oh, you were such a fan.
I was an on live fanboy. Well, it was the right place, right time, because they initially had that subscription where it was $10 a month and you could play all their games. And there was like one or two worthwhile ones and a bunch of shitty ones. But for someone who had literally no money to spend on games, $10 a month you could easily justify and always find something to keep yourself occupied. They're officially pulling the plug on April 30th. Sony is purchasing the important assets, and the rest is just no more. The OnLive representative said that they had a really hard time recovering from the public's perception that OnLive was dead back when they went through their bankruptcy issue and all that. And that's too bad.
Yeah.
I still feel like the whole OnLive thing was a little ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And I think there is still a market out there for it.
Yep.
You just have to figure out the pricing, you know?
NVIDIA is working on something with NVIDIA Grid, and I can actually I've demoed a few of the games on my Shield tablet.
I mean, I think OnLive sort of did something like this with Steam, where you could purchase a Steam game and stream it through OnLive.
Yeah.
I would like to see something like that, like a game that you owned, and then you could just have your whatever mobile device and stream your game through OnLive using that device.
Yeah, with cloud saves and everything.
Right. Yeah, that would be nice. Like if you're traveling or something, you don't want to bring your console or honking PC, so you can just stream it through OnLive. I'd like to see more of that kind of stuff. I also think something like, you know how Humble Bundle prices games so cheaply, like a Humble Bundle cloud streaming. I think something like that would go over really well.
Yeah, because no one wants to buy a game that you can stream only for like $30.
Yeah,
like,
those little indie games would be perfect for that, and they wouldn't even have to be that good.
or PlayStation Now, which is the prices are still kind of outrageous for that.
Yeah, they are.
It's silly. It's silly. But if a streaming service goes to one of these little indie developers and says, "Hey, we'll give you $1 million to let us stream your game," I think that would be good. And there's so many good indie games nowadays that would benefit from the exposure.
That's true, Corey. Indie games are perfect for that outlet.
Yeah.
Because they're not big time consumers usually.
Right.
Just kind of play through it, and
That's
people.
it.
It's like a gym membership, probably too. You forget you have it, and you just keep draining
Keep paying for it.
$15 out of your account every week, every month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But rest in peace on live. I read that you can't get a refund on games you purchased through Steam to play on live. They will refund hardware that you purchased, the controller, and I think there was like an on live streaming box, sort of like a Roku box.
Yeah, I have a friend that has one of those.
Oh, he's the two, huh?
They'll refund that if you purchased it before February 30th or something like that.
I think he got it for free for buying a game, though. I don't think he even paid for the on-live hardware. I don't believe.
Oh, I think they did have some sort of promotion where you could buy.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like a Batman game or something. I don't remember. So there's that. The SNES is getting a new game in 2016. It's called Sydney Hunter and the Caverns of Death. I saw a screenshot of the cartridge. It looks pretty cool. It's a puzzle platformer, retro style. Will be exclusive to the SNES. That's why when I tweeted, I said good luck pirating that one. But it's hinging on a $10,000 Kickstarter. I imagine it'll get funded.
Yeah, that's cool.
And if you have to pledge up to $35 to get the actual SNES cartridge.
Wow.
And my last one, Spyro the Dragon is coming to Heroes of the Storm. Not.
April Fools.
April Fools. Will told me that somebody made that joke before we did.
Really?
That really sucks.
I saw it not in our post, but it was a couple before ours, like an hour.
Somebody stole our joke.
Yeah.
How is that possible? Of all the characters you could pick,
Because
maybe I was gonna say maybe they had the same thinking process that I had when I came up with Spyro.
Are you talking on the subreddit, Will?
Yeah, in the subreddit.
Because we did tweet. The tweet went out well before the
Reddit.
Reddit
So maybe
post.
they stole our idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was like an hour or two before our post went up.
Yeah, I waited a while before I posted it on Reddit.
Maybe.
Maybe that's where they got it, but didn't really gain any traction. I don't even know if
I upvoted it.
we got any website hits out of it. And I worked so hard on that.
It looked
Photoshop.
good.
It was a
Photoshop's
really good
great.
Photoshop job.
It was.
It was very convincing.
Sucks. I even, you know how long it took me to write Spyro in that screen? I was literally going down to the pixel and coloring in pixels.
Oh God.
I've done that with some of the stuff I've done with Photoshopping.
I don't have the fortitude.
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you got to zoom out, make sure it looks okay, and then you zoom in and add a little here and there. And
Yeah, and what I was doing was I was taking screenshots from the game and copying and pasting, cutting out the letters for all the characters so I could spell Spyro and pasting
individual.
them in there. But there's no P
Really?
Oh,
at all.
Lowercase P.
And there's no character with a P in their name,
Whoa.
unless I missed it. But I couldn't find one, so I took a D and
Is there no
inverted it.
Popeye games?
Oh, that's smart.
Say again, Eric?
No Popeye games out there?
No,
Oh.
Heroes for the Heroes because I needed the font from in-game.
Oh, you have to excuse me. I'm a few beers in.
Yeah, there is no P in any of the names.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
You're right. There
I'm gonna
isn't.
write to them. I'm furious.
Yeah. And that's that. Spyro is not coming to the Heroes of the Storm, although it should.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It won't.
If you
I
read,
said they They should do a Skylanders MOBA
That would
for
be cool.
consoles.
Oh my
Whoa.
god, Dan!
How sweet would that be?
Forget it.
Because you'd have to buy the figures, the actual figures, to play the
That
characters.
would be awesome.
I know.
I even spent a little time thinking about how Spyro would exist in game.
Yeah, you wrote move sets and everything.
Yeah, and Sparks was the new gameplay mechanic you would have. If you remember in the old Spyro game, Sparks, the little dragonfly, would follow him around and pick up gems or hearts or something. And so I wrote that Sparks would pick up the map objectives, like the doubloons and gems and all that other stuff, automatically,
Jeez.
rather than you having to walk up to them. And
That's brilliant, actually.
I thought that would be cool.
Yeah.
It would.
That subreddit's not very nice, by the way.
Oh, really?
I don't really like anybody.
Big surprise.
Everybody's very condescending.
I
Well,
only
big
go
time.
on there to see what the deals are.
Big surprise.
It's like somebody will post a picture of their good game, like they're like, "Hey, I had this really good game," and everybody's like, "That's not giving any content, downvote and stuff like that." Like, "Oh, that team has been bad."
People are just desperate to throw a downvote at something.
They really are. It's like, would you fuck off?
I actually haven't been on Reddit in months.
Yeah.
I got tired because like every thread you would go on, someone would say something, and then someone would argue with them, and it'd turn into like
40.
I'm just like, God, give me
You
a
know,
break.
the best subreddit, and I'm not just saying this because I love hockey, but the R Hockey subreddit is great.
Is it?
Just a bunch of positivity.
Okay.
I've gotten into arguments on there.
I don't need all
Really?
positivity, but man, everything someone says, someone has to argue with them about.
Always.
It's terrible.
If like somebody is talking about like, "Hey, let's talk about this character," and they'll say they don't like something, like, "Well, maybe you should get better with that character."
Yeah.
I'm just like, shut up.
Maybe I just don't like him.
Yeah, like,
Maybe I just don't like playing as Arthas. Maybe he just sucks.
yeah.
Exactly.
Chill out,
Doesn't fit my
everybody.
playstyle. Screw you, buddy.
Or
Anyway.
maybe I went 32-1 with Arthas this afternoon, like I did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a champ. Anyway,
I don't know. Where were we?
Internet.
My
Corey.
nibbles.
Reddit sucks. Corey's nibble bits are done.
Will, what do you got for Nibblebits?
Corey's new what's done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said it was his last one, bro.
Sorry, bro. I wasn't paying attention.
Sorry,
Anyway,
bro.
the upcoming Fire Emblem game is going to be selling 2 separate versions, kind of like how Pokemon does it. Like the black and white was the closest comparison for this one. There's going to be a Black Kingdom, and I forgot the names of the kingdoms. They were announced in the American trailer.
I watched the Nintendo Direct, and I don't remember.
It's like Nor, maybe?
Yeah.
Is the Black Kingdom and the White Kingdom's like the Hoshida? I don't know. But those are going to be the 2 different kingdoms, and according to, I forgot the site, that if you buy one version, you can get the other version as DLC, and there's going to be a 3rd storyline planned. One kingdom's like more of a war empire, and the other one's more of a peace and being free kind of empire. But
Hippie
this-
empire.
Pretty much, that's what it seemed like. It seemed like it was like, it felt like Asia versus Europe.
Well, the way they explained it, the White Kingdom was a traditional like being invaded by bad guys and trying to fight them off.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll take another one. So you would experience the like normal sort of Fire Emblem story, whereas if you played as the Black Kingdom, you were the aggressor, and that would be a different. It's different than something you do in a Fire Emblem game. You know, you'd be the one attacking as opposed to defending.
Which
Thank you.
I think is kind of cool. I
Yeah,
don't know what
definitely.
I don't even know what version I'm gonna buy, but your main character that you play as has family ties in the White Kingdom, but you grew up in the Black Kingdom.
Okay, here we are.
So like you have to make decisions on which is your bloodline more important than your loyalty. It's like that, and it seems really cool. I'm kind
Yeah.
of really excited. For
I
this
can't
game.
wait for the next Fire Emblem. I love the Awakening.
Yeah.
So
It's one of my favorite games of all time. I was really sad to see that it got put into 2016 because when they showed the first trailer, it was like coming 2015. I was like, yes, but
nope. Probably in Japan, it's coming in 2015.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a good year in North America next year.
Yes, they are.
Mhm.
Yes, they are.
This year's looking a little sparse.
Yeah.
Speaking of delays, Quantum Break got delayed to 2016. They said they're using this delay to polish and fine tune the game.
I'm actually looking forward to that game.
Uh-huh.
Jake in the chat asked what I thought about it. I'm fine with that. You know, with these shitty games, well, I shouldn't say shitty games. With the way that games are getting released nowadays, like Halo and Assassin's Creed really just burned my ass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm happy to see a delay. Same with Uncharted. Whatever.
Yep.
You know, make it good. Make it work right. Polish it off. I'll buy it next year. That's fine.
And in the meantime, we'll just play some indies.
Yeah,
And
well, no.
Heroes.
In the meantime, I'll play Heroes of the
Hots.
Storm, Bloodborne, and Dark Souls 2 Remastered, and I'm good. Just give me those three. I'm good till those games come out. So yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
but I'm really looking forward to that game.
This game looks awesome.
It does.
The more I see from it, the more excited I've been getting.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, especially like next year is going to be a crazy year for games,
Should be, yeah.
unless they get pushed back again.
I don't think they will. I think all these games will come out next year, like
Yeah.
they're supposed to.
Yeah, didn't you say you heard that a lot of these were going to get pushed back anyway?
Yeah, they always talk about it on the podcast they listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously, these people all have connections, so I
Yeah.
assume they know what they're talking about, and it appears as though they do.
Yeah, they do now. But anyway, my next one is that Mother 3's Lucas is going to be coming to the Smash Bros. In June. And Mewtwo is coming April 15th or 25th for buying if you didn't buy. If you bought any of the versions of the game, apparently, you get a download code. Because when I entered both my codes into the, what's it called? Club Nintendo.
Yeah, it was called that.
Now, what is it different? Did they?
We
It's
don't
gonna
know
be
yet.
different.
Don't know yet. Okay. But they said that, hey, I put in my Wii U version. They're like, all right, April 15th, we'll send you your Wii U code, and then you get a 3DS code. So I guess you don't need to buy both of them, which I thought you had to do.
I thought you did too.
That's what
I think you have
got.
to have to buy both of them. If you buy both of them, you get it free. Otherwise, you have to buy it, I think.
When I just entered the Wii U version first, they said they would send me my code without putting in the 3DS one, so they wouldn't know that I bought a 3DS one.
Who
You-
knows?
you didn't
They're just all
register it?
freaking weird.
I just did before it ended.
Oh, okay.
I put in all my games. I had 1,000 coins or whatever.
Did you get platinum?
I've got like 700 something.
I did get platinum.
You did?
Yeah.
You get a gift for that.
Really?
Yeah. I was just shy of platinum, and I was upset.
So wait, what is this all transferring over to my new?
I don't know. You get a
You gotta
gift
pick
if
it
you reach
before-
platinum.
You got to pick it before like June 3rd.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like that.
I don't know.
You lucky dog, you.
I got tired of doing the surveys, but
It's a pain in the balls.
it really is. Like, I don't want to answer these. I just want to enter it
Yeah.
in. But anyway, I'm really excited for Lucas. I really was upset that he didn't make it. I play Nasp, and I don't play Lucas, but I felt like he got shafted on this roster. But I'm happy to see him, finally getting in. And I thought this was an April Fool's joke because this happened all on April Fool's because I avoid anything for news like
Yeah.
with sports and video games that day because it's all.
I was worried the Nintendo Direct was going to be all jokes.
That's what I thought.
And I was like, but like when they started talking about the stuff, I was like, this is all believable.
Why would they put the money into that?
Exactly. It was like 51 minutes, I
Yeah.
think. I'm like, that's too long to be all jokes.
Yeah, I went on the Smash subreddit because I saw the streamer that I watched for Smash Brothers had Lucas's back. I'm like, oh, it's an April Fool. So I went to the subreddit. I'm like, oh, come on, guys. The tagline was Lucas comes out of nowhere. You know how they have the character name and then like a little thing. And I was like, okay, but it turns out it's true. Yeah, and Mewtwo's coming soon, so I'm really excited to be playing a new character.
Cool.
That's all I had though.
All right. What do you got, Eric?
I got a few here, Dan. First one, if you are an Xbox One owner and you have not played Sunset Overdrive, it has now gotten a price drop and it's $40 across the board at all retailers, and you should play that game because
Yeah.
it's freaking awesome. One of my favorite games of last year. Moving along, the Wii U Virtual Console is going to start getting Nintendo 64 and Nintendo DS games, and out now, Mario 64 for $10.
Good one.
That's a great one. Yoshi's Island is also $10 right now.
I think if you had the Nintendo 64 games on the Wii Virtual Console, you get a discount.
Oh, cool.
I think it's only like $2
$2.99 or
to
something.
upgrade to the Wii U version.
I should do that. I have that.
You absolutely should do that.
I have no space though. Crap.
Coming
Yeah.
down the line, Donkey Kong 64, Mario Kart DS, Paper Mario, Yoshi Touch and Go, and Wario War Touched. So I got some good stuff to look forward to there. Did you guys see the Amiibo craze on GameStop?
Yeah.
It crashed their website, and I was actually trying to get to their website to look at something else, which pissed me off. What do you think about the Amiibos, though?
Like anything else, I think it's neat, but
Is it more of a collector thing at this point?
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's funny, my Twitter timeline, it's like probably half the tweets, like when a new Amiibo comes out, it's all people looking for the Amiibo, successfully finding an Amiibo that they've been looking for. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't either. Like, it's kind of neat, and if I had money, I probably would try to collect
Yeah.
them. But I don't know if I would get obsessed with that. I would just try
Right.
to have a lot of them. But like all the special edition
Did you
ones-
see the Splatoon ones?
Yes.
It's a 3-pack.
Yep.
Well, there is a 3-pack, and the only way I think it's the squid.
Yeah.
You can only get if you buy the 3-pack.
Yeah.
I actually might do that because I'm gonna get Splatoon when it
I'm
comes
gonna
out.
get Splatoon also.
Yeah.
The Yoshi's Woolly World ones were cool too
Oh,
because
yeah,
they were
they're made out of yarn.
Made out of yarn.
Right,
Which is
that's pretty
was
awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool, kind of interesting. At least that the GameStop website crashed because of the amiibos coming out and
Yep.
people were pre-ordering.
There's a website that tells you when they're in stock and where. That follows a bunch of websites, so just use that.
Yeah.
Pit sells out within 2 minutes of it getting stocked anywhere.
What the fuck?
Nintendo, they were sitting on a gold mine all these years and they didn't know it until now.
I love it and hate at the same time how Nintendo just
I don't
is
know.
such a fuck up.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't either. It's weird.
And I thought the game functionality would be a lot cooler than it is, but
It's just not.
It's very limited. Other than maybe Smash Brothers.
There's no, that's bad.
Yeah,
There's
but
nothing.
it's at least something. Like the other games, like it's
It's
I know
something, but
Mario Kart, it just unlocks some new costumes. Like
Really?
there's
I mean it's okay in Smash Brothers, but no.
What's it
it's
do in Hyrule
stupid.
Warriors? Do you know? I felt like it was a little better in Hyrule Warriors.
no, it was only the Zelda one, or the Zelda ones.
Link?
And, yeah, the Link ones.
Linky Poo.
And they unlocked like some weapons and stuff. It's nothing
What the fuck?
major.
I mean,
They're
I-
cool. They're cool. I'm not gonna say
it's a
they're
nice
not.
figure, yeah.
I mean, I guess they're just gonna get better with in-game functionality.
Hopefully, yeah. I don't know
hoping.
if they kind of tacked it on like too late. Like,
I'm hoping
Hey,
the
let's do this.
Splatoon ones do something cool
yeah.
with the Splatoon game.
I know they talked about it during
Did they?
the Nintendo Direct, but I think at that point I wasn't paying close attention to it.
Yeah, I should look into it. Anyway, moving on to my next one. PS4. I'm sorry, the PS Plus games have been announced for April. Tower of Guns comes to PS4 and PS3, meh. And Never Alone comes to PS4, which is a game that I've thought about purchasing a number of times. It's made by some people from Alaska, correct? I think it's made by Eskimos.
I think it was too. Yeah.
Inuits.
Yeah. So it looks pretty cool. I've almost purchased it a few times. Glad I didn't now, so I'll just download it on there. Dishonored comes to PS3. That's a good free game
Yeah. Yes, it is.
for sure.
If you haven't played that one, definitely download it.
And if you're a Vita owner, Killzone Mercenary comes to PS Plus this month. That's pretty sweet pick up there. So I'm looking forward to Never Alone and Killzone Mercenary myself. And my last nibble bit, PS4 and PS3 consoles, if you don't know already, have received a Spotify app. And from what I understand, it's pretty cool. You can actually listen to your own music while you play games now. And I've seen some people making playlists for Bloodborne, like death metal.
That would make sense.
It does, yeah. I was thinking about doing it. It sounded pretty cool. So people are pretty happy with the Spotify app from what I can tell so far. So that's cool.
Spotify's great.
Yeah. And they replaced Music Unlimited with this, which was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it carries over all your playlists and
Yeah.
everything, so that's cool.
The Music Unlimited didn't have it would have an album, but it wouldn't have every song from the album. It's
Music
pretty
Unlimited
bad.
was stupid.
It really was bad.
So that's a good upgrade there.
All right. How was your week, Eric?
Good, Dan. I don't think I have anything,
Nothing
honestly.
to talk about.
Wait. I watched a good movie. I watched a couple of cool things. Louis C.K. New episodes out. Season 4 is out on Netflix. I watched a lot of that. Actually, yesterday I watched 9 episodes of it last
Nice.
night.
Ooh.
Yeah, busted through that. Good, always good stuff. Love Louis C.K. He's one of my favorite people on earth. Trailer Park Boys, new episodes, season 9 available on Netflix. Fantastic as usual. Still love that show. My fiance and I one night decided we were going to watch a movie, and we re-upped our Netflix subscription. And she Googled movies to watch on Netflix. So we went with their number one pick, which it said it was, I don't remember what the website was, but it said it was one of the top 20 movies, one of the top movies that had come out in the last 20 years.
Gotcha.
And it's called Short Term 12. And I'll tell you what, it was a damn good movie. But the thing is, it's really depressing. It's about underprivileged kids or abused kids, and they live in this like short-term housing facility. They can live there till they turn 18. It's about the kids and the people that take care of them and their relationships, and it was really, really good. It's about an hour and a half, so it's not a long watch, which is good, I think. But man, pulls at the old heartstrings a little bit.
Gotcha.
But what a good movie. I thought it was fantastic. I would definitely recommend watching that, especially if you like a good depressing movie.
What's it called again?
Short Term 12.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's an indie film. It doesn't have like any big actors in it as far as I know. I don't know my actors very well though. But I really liked it. It's one of those movies that kind of makes you think about life too, you know, and I always like anything that's like that. Other than that, I don't think I did too much to speak of, Dan.
Sounds good.
My fiance bought her wedding dress today, so
Nice.
that's exciting. I'm obviously looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We have a meeting next week with our bakery that we're looking at, so got that going on.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. Corey,
Yeah.
what do you got?
I celebrated a birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey!
Yeah.
Hey, Corey.
Somebody brought up the movie Frank in the chat, and I just wanted to reiterate how great that movie is.
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, that movie's rad.
What's that about again, real quick?
It's about this band, mid-level band, trying to make it, and the main frontman, Frank, he always wears this huge helmet mask thing, and he's a real character.
Okay.
But it's a really good flick. Yeah, so my birthday was Wednesday. I woke up early. My girlfriend went to work. I played a little bit of HOTS. My cousin bought me the starter pack as a birthday gift. He gave me the cash anyway. So I now own 3 Heroes of the Storm characters.
Nice,
Do,
bro.
do you think, not to change the subject, but do you think Blizzard would do well to like make it easy to gift like Steam does?
Yes.
Do you think something they should do?
Yep.
I think
If-
everyone should do
If
that.
you gifted me a hero, I'd be so fucking happy.
Exactly.
Like
Oh, I
even
know that.
even for like Steam, like I've sent you guys games on your birthday, you know,
Right,
just like
yeah.
cheap $5 games. You know, I'm not
Yeah.
going out of my way or anything, but just a little, you know, here you go.
Corey, I'll have you know that I peered over your Steam wish list for your birthday.
Yeah.
You got expensive taste. That's why you didn't get anything.
No, don't worry about it. But that was nice. And then my girlfriend came home from work, and then we went to lunch at Pedro's, which is authentic Mexican, which is weird
I saw your pictures on Instagram.
in this area. But I was really impressed. It was really good. I didn't imbibe any alcohol there because we had just gotten out of, you know, pumping some iron at the gym.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, a lot of our Mexican food around here is Tex-Mex.
Right.
Not Mexican food, so.
Right. Yeah. This was the servers were all Mexican. The host was Mexican, or at least, you know, Hispanic. It was really good. I was really impressed. And then after that, we went to my girlfriend's mother's because my girlfriend had another surprise for me after the gifts that she got me. She got me this Rangers T-shirt and another shirt here. And she got me, I forget the name of it, but it's like a little bag that you store all your toiletries in. There's a word for
travel
it.
bag?
A what?
Travel bag?
No, there's like a name. I want to say it's like a French word or something like
Oh,
that.
fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
Are
But
you wearing it now?
no, you don't wear it. You just like carry it, or you throw it in your duffel bag or something if you're going somewhere, kind of thing. But you just keep all your toiletries in there, and I don't know, whatever. But we went to her mom's, and she had gotten me a new mountain bike.
Really?
Wow.
Damn.
Which is it was a really nice bike, like really old, but like my kind of style, kind of
Vintage.
hipstery. You know, it was like a rust color, and the seat looked like it was from World War II. But I sent a picture of it to my buddy who I used to live with in Brooklyn, who works at a bike shop, and he said that that's a really good bike, and all the gears and everything on it were really good gears. He was really impressed with it. So apparently it's a pretty good bike. Haven't gotten a chance to ride it yet because I guess the guy that sold it to them, he runs a bike shop here, and you can go and work at the bike shop and get your work done for free.
That's cool.
So you exchange, you know, the work they do on your bike for a little bit of your time.
Yeah.
It's like bartering.
Yeah.
I like
love
that.
I love that.
I do too.
Yeah.
More places need to do stuff like that.
Yeah. It's cool.
Are you gonna go do it?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'll get a little greasy for some
Sure.
some new tires or something on my bike. I don't care.
Grind some sprockets.
Yeah, I should get some pegs, bro.
Yes, I ride my pig.
That's what ride bikes. That was nice, and then we went out to this place called Nail Creek Pub, which is where I got poutine the last time. Was hoping to get some poutine on my GD birthday, but the kitchen was closed.
No.
And it wasn't that late. It was like 7 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Really?
So I didn't get my poutine. But we went to a pizza joint next door to that pub and got some good beer. A lot of places have good craft beer up here. Good selection of craft beer. I drank some beers I've never had before. Some from Empire Brewery, which is in Cazenovia. But then, after you have a couple craft beers, you're like, all right, just give me the Utica Club.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Well,
matter.
your taste buds get less refined the more you drink.
It's more about the alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
That's about where I'm at right now.
Yes. But I woke up yesterday feeling pretty good after drinking all night, but I had a splitting headache that just wouldn't go away. I took probably about 4 or 5 naps throughout the day, because usually, if you have a hangover headache, that can usually kill it. But I had no luck getting rid of that headache. I was prone most of the day.
Headaches are crippling.
Yes, it was bad too. But I was able to suck it up enough to play Black Rock Mountain expansion for Hearthstone, which I'll talk about in a bit. I did go see a movie this past week. I saw It Follows in theaters. I haven't done that in years. It's that horror movie that was supposed to be really good. I liked it. I didn't think it was The Next Coming, which seems to be getting a lot of love.
What's that about?
It's a scary movie. It's about a little bit of a spoiler, but it's this curse that you have, and the only way you can get rid of the curse is by having sex with someone. And when you have sex with them, you pass the curse on to them.
Oh.
And what the curse is you're followed by somebody at all times. They're always walking towards you, and if they touch you, they kill you. So what you got to do is you got to pass on the curse to someone else before the person following you touches you.
It's a good way to spread STDs.
Exactly. I think there was a little bit of allegory there.
Yeah.
But it was really good. I had good style. Very easy to watch, very watchable. I didn't really care for the ending very much, but I'm not going to spoil that. But overall, a pretty good movie. Movie tickets are $10. It's ridiculous.
It's an interesting concept for a movie, anyway.
It is, and I think that's why people like it so much. Is it's different.
Yeah.
And it was actually kind of scary. These people, they're just constantly walking towards you, and they don't talk. Nobody else can see them. And if they touch you, they kill you. But I forgot to mention, if they kill you, then the person who had it before you, they will then hunt. So even if you've had it once, you're never really out of the woods.
Wow. So if they kill a bunch of people in a row, it could come back to you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Yeah. You can buy yourself some time by traveling really far away, because they have to get to you from there.
Yeah.
So hold on a second. Say they kill the person that I had sex with.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So then I'm next in line.
Yes.
Can I then again have sex with a new person and they're next in line?
Yes. Oh. Yep.
So you just keep boning and you're good to
Just
go.
gotta keep boning, man.
So you gotta have some game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if you're ugly and...
Well,
sort
as long as you got some money.
You resort to other options,
money.
Stan.
That's what makes an interesting movie concept.
Rape or money?
Because how does it work? Does the person know that a curse has been passed on to them, or do they have to
Not necessarily.
figure it out?
I don't want to say too much because it'll give the movie away.
Just give the whole thing away, Corey.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Front to back spoilers. Let's go. That's an interesting. I probably will want to see that when it comes out.
It has really good music. It's sort of like the Drive soundtrack, that sort of icy shoegaze kind of backtrack. It's nice.
It's interesting.
There's some creepy mofos in that thing, though. I'll tell you that much. And then the other thing I wanted to mention, Eric, I just got an email today that there's a special episode of Derek up on Netflix.
Yeah, I didn't see it yet, but I can't fucking wait.
Yeah. So I want to watch that. And the other Netflix thing I watched this past week, really interesting. My girlfriend watched some of it, and she's like, this is terrible. I can't believe you've watched it this whole time. But it's called Charlie Victor Romeo. Don't know. Did I mention it to you guys?
No.
You did to me.
So what it is, they take black box footage from crashed airplanes, and they have actors perform the black box footage in a cockpit from the last few minutes before
I'd probably love that.
planes went down.
Wow,
It's really stressful to watch.
that's interesting.
And then at the end, the plane will crash and it'll fade to black, and then it'll say like no survivors. It's terrifying.
Jesus, that's another good one to make you think about shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like watching people's last moments. I don't know. Oof, it gives me the chills thinking about. The acting isn't great in it, but like they do a really good job with the voiceover and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Or
So-
I'd really like your opinion on Short Term 12.
yeah, I'll check it out
Yeah.
for sure. I'm always looking for a good flick to watch, and I think my girlfriend would really be into that. So
Yeah. My fiance really enjoyed it.
yeah. As long as it's got the lady's stamp of approval.
Does.
Anything else, Corey?
No.
No. Okay. What about you, Will?
I started work.
Well done.
Yeah. It's been interesting getting back into working for him because I've been unemployed for 7 months.
Has it been that long?
It's been a while, since September.
Yeah. Same here.
Congrats.
Yeah.
It's a 7-month mark.
Now that I say it out loud, that's kind of pathetic.
Whatever.
Especially because that was the one place I knew I'd have a job, and I kept putting it off because I wanted a different job.
Will, lots of people go unemployed a lot longer than you do.
That's
Don't
for
worry about it.
damn sure, and you're gonna see a lot of them where you work.
I'm excited for that then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's good to get a paycheck. I got my first paycheck. It was for my orientation.
Oh, nice.
nice.
So it's a little bit in an arrow.
Yeah, $30 $30.
For orientation.
Oh, I was all giddy because I bought Chen
From Heroes.
from Heroes of the Storm.
So basically, you just got a job so you could fund your HOTS habit.
Yeah.
So what'd you do with the other $25?
It's sitting in my account currently.
Nice, man.
I wanted to
Collect
get.
an interest.
I was gonna get Story of Seasons, but I don't have enough yet. They charged my card and it declined.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, I felt
Oh,
great.
so you forgot to cancel it.
Yeah, Corey brought it up to me, and when he brought it up on the episode, I forgot.
Yeah.
And then Corey brought it up again on the weekend when he was in, and then I forgot again, and then they
That's-
charged it Monday.
That's got pretty decent reviews, actually.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'll probably have my computer stuff next week when I get my next paycheck, and I might have Story of Seasons in there depending on how much I get. I
Nice.
don't know. I haven't really priced out my solid state drive, and we have my power supply. How much that'll be?
We'll
so
probably get you a little bit bigger of one. Spend a little bit more money.
that's fine. My
It's
computer.
only like 10 more bucks.
Corey was talking about how slow my computer is.
You
Did,
probably need
did
a
any of
hard
the things I did help at all?
I've hardly used my computer this week, to be honest. Today was like the first day that I actually like played something on it, and because I've been working 8-hour shifts, so like I'll do it in the morning and then like go to the gym and then be really tired, or I'll go to the gym, then go to work, then get home and be really tired, or like lift after I work. So I've just been beat the whole week.
You should
Yeah.
say Will works the same place I work now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw Eric a lot in my few days.
You'll be
Saw
doing
me
some video
wander
game
around
chats.
talking about video games.
I counted the one day where I started.
Saw me 4 times, right?
Yeah, it was 4 times. But every time I walked out of there,
Talking to the same person.
and every time I was laughing, and the person I was with was laughing because I said, "I know what he's doing." And you're just like, just Bloodborne.
That's what my job is, though, at night.
Yeah, you explained that to me.
I
when-
just walk around.
yeah, he's like, I get paid to talk to people.
I'm literally like on call for something to go wrong.
A lot of the times, the last hour of my shift when I worked there,
Yep.
Eric would be there the whole time
Mm-hmm.
talking about sports or video games or whatever. there a lot of times there'd be a crowd of people around our department talking about video games.
That sounds awesome.
It was.
Yeah, it was. Continues to be for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like everybody I work with. It's been a good job so far. I'm liking it more and more the more that I've been doing it. The first day, I was like, what did I get myself into?
They got a good group over there.
Yeah.
It's busy. That department is fucking busy.
Yeah, I can't even imagine on weekends and holidays.
Just lucky you weren't there today. I'll just tell you that.
Because like my first day was a Monday, and like they said it was a little busier because there wasn't school, and I was like, holy crap, how do you guys keep up?
Yeah, it's not bad.
But shout out to all the produce workers out there. I know how you feel.
Does your job make you want to learn everything there is to know about produce?
Actually, it kind of does. I was looking at some of this stuff. I'm like, man, this looks delicious.
Like what?
Peppers, berries, just all of it.
It'd be really cool if you really nerded out on all the vegetables. Like, oh, this romaine came from the such and such region.
Baileys.
Well, I was actually talking to one of the people that was helping me and training me, and I was like, now, do you guys know everything about all this produce? Because everybody's very knowledgeable, and I know nothing. He's
Well,
like, what's that?
Can you call it Broduce from now on, though?
Yeah. So one of the people I was working with in produce, he was like, no, when I started, I had no clue on anything. Because I don't know. I was like, how do you tell what is bad other than when it has mold on it?
That's
So-
perfect.
Well, a lot of the produce gets soft. And
Yeah.
squishy,
Yeah.
like the oranges.
Yeah. I knew that.
You got to learn about the yikama root. Yeah, so you don't even know about the yikama root.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
But next week I'm on training again, so
All right.
it's pretty easy when I'm with somebody.
I always found the same thing though too. When I got trained in all the departments, like I wanted to buy everything, especially the cheese shop. I
Ooh.
wanted to just buy everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Cheese.
But yeah, I feel like if they told me to go off by myself and work on the floor, I think I could pretty
they
easily.
do overkill training a bit.
I mean, I would mess up some stuff. Like I wouldn't know where some things were, and I'd have to ask some questions. But like the stocking itself is really of the produce is pretty easy.
Yeah. that will never get old, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But that's it for my week. I've just been tired and excited to play video games this weekend, like Heroes. I've missed it.
Nice.
I tell you what, I'm fucking itching to get home and play.
Play
Same
some
here.
HOTS, yeah. For my week, I was sick most of this week, so I didn't do too much. I actually went to bed at 10:30 Wednesday
Whoa.
night. That's how sick I was.
That's early for you.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours earlier.
It's
than I
right
usually
around
go to
my
bed.
bedtime.
Jeez.
But I'm on the recovery. Today's the first day I've felt like good in a week, so that's good. So I didn't get a ton of video games done, but I got a variety of things, I guess.
Ooh.
But I also watched something,
What?
which is crazy, and it was last night when I was playing Dark Souls. My wife actually had had it on the TV, and I was watched and split attention. It was Nick Offerman's American Ham. It was fantastic.
What's that about?
For anyone who Nick Offerman plays Ron Swanson on Parks and Rec.
Great.
Fantastic character.
Fantastic character. It's Nick Offerman's American Ham. He's a humorist, and he does it's not like a stand-up comedy thing. Even though he stands on stage, he tells some stories and there's jokes in there. But he gives his 10 tips to a prosperous life, and it's
great.
fantastic. It's slower paced than like a stand-up comedy
What
show.
channel is that on?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you'll love it. And I watched what I could. I was as interested in it as I could be while I was playing Bloodborne. But I'm gonna sit down and like watch the whole thing from beginning to end because I did miss some stuff, but it was the parts I did listen to and watch were hilarious, and I wanna
Put it on my watch list right now
Yeah.
so I don't forget.
It's really good, and a lot of his thinking process is a lot of the things I've been saying for a while now. So that was kind of cool.
I have the feeling that Nick Offerman isn't really playing Ron Swanson. That's actually him.
Yeah.
I've been getting that feeling.
It was a lot. Yeah, it was very Ron Swanson-y. Yeah, he didn't have to do too much acting for Ron Swanson.
Yeah,
we'll put it that way.
Because I've heard him on some podcasts, and he just sounds the same.
Yeah, it reminded me of when I went to see Adam Carolla.
Okay.
It was kind of like a stand-up comedy thing. It was a lot of really funny, but he took his time and told like longer stories. And the parts were really funny, but a lot of some of the stuff was serious too.
Yeah.
Really good. I absolutely loved them. I'm gonna sit down and watch the whole thing when I can devote my full attention to it.
How long is it? Do you know?
It's only like an hour and
79 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
exactly.
hour and 20 minutes.
That's not bad at all.
So that was good stuff.
Isn't it nice to have some celebrity validation on your thoughts, Dan?
Oh yeah, a lot of the stuff was exactly not word for word, but my mentality on a lot of things.
Derek in Chicago
cool.
saw him do that live.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I think Nick Offerman is from Chicago or from near Chicago.
Ron Swanson continues to be one of my favorite characters
I would
ever.
love to see that live.
Yeah.
Just his his delivery and like candor is fantastic.
I gotta
That's
watch
that's
that.
why he calls himself. He's a humorist and not a comedian.
Yeah.
It's a little different. Like I said, it's a little slower paced than a stand up comedy show. Really good though, really good. And that's all I did for my week. We'll probably take a break before we talk about what we played.
A quick break ski.
I gotta go tinkle.
All right.
It's actually not frigid outside, which is nice.
Sure, bro.
So we'll take a quick break and be back with what we played right after this. All right.
Right in the produce.
That's awesome that Derek saw American Ham live.
Jealous of that.
I think he does that like for college campuses and stuff too. So good.
Tired.
Will, you want to lift Sunday morning?
Yeah, actually, if you really want to.
No, I'm probably not going to get in until right before brunch.
Okay. How long are you staying?
Just Sunday.
Go with me Monday morning.
No, I'm
You're leaving Sunday night.
yeah.
Jeez.
Sophie has to work Saturday night.
I gotta call work real quick.
Come tomorrow.
Sophie has
Court-
to work Saturday night.
We didn't hit
Oh.
up the Broadway, dude.
I know.
Supposed to hit the Broadway.
I haven't. The last couple times, I haven't hit any of my spots.
Hey, can I have extension 299, please?
You calling
Work. Somebody called me from work. They
Oh.
need my help.
right now?
Always. Josh, it's Eric. Hey, bud. What's going on? Nah, I'm doing the podcast. We're just taking a break. Uh huh. What happened?
I feel like the NSA
What's that?
eavesdropping on Eric's conversation.
And what is the date on the 11th? That's the one. Wait. Wait. So did I'm sorry. You have. I'm a little bit drunk. So the paper does the paper copy match what was in Labor Pro? Okay, so we need to go by the paper copy then.
Dan, you alright?
PlayStation stabbed me in the ankle.
That's a sharp corner.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah. Shit.
I should go tinkle and refill my coffee while Eric's doing business.
Business.
Oh Jesus!
Fuck. Oh boy. What the hell happened? I wonder if Tyler put that one in because, like, you know, I'm training him. I don't know. It may not be the case. And that's it. And what does it say on paper? Shit. All right, so here's what I would do is yeah. I would try to call these folks or you did. You already tried to call them? No one answered their phones. All right. Well, you did what you can do tonight. The only other thing I would do is put those actual shifts into Labor Pro. And if you could just leave a note reminding us, I'll call tomorrow. I'll give them another call. All right. Jerry. Fuck. Jerry's probably 3 sheets to the wind by now anyway.
Everything squared away?
Not yet.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna play a little.
Right.
Little hots.
No. No. No, bro.
No. Yeah, I mean, you guys did pretty much what you can do. Just put those shifts into Labor Pro, and you called them. I'll try and call them again tomorrow. Hopefully, a couple of them are there tomorrow, so I can actually just talk to them. You know what I mean? And hopefully, we can get it squared away. I would probably assume Jerry's not coming in Monday. Right. Yeah. Right. So we'll probably have to do something about that one. I think the other dudes will probably come in for their shifts though. You know? Right. Yeah, I would go by what the paper copy says. That's really weird. You sure that's the right paper copy for the right week? Oh, all right. All right. Yeah, I mean you guys did what you could, and then I'll try to talk to people tomorrow. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I'm the 7 a.m. tomorrow. Unless I call in sick. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I know. I appreciate it, but I think I'll stick with the 7. All right, see ya. Bye. All right. Two beers in the car.
Yep.
No, I didn't even do the feedback.
That's all right.
I'll have to do it during what we played.
Yeah. Shall we?
Yeah, Dan.
How dare you, Corey?
Let's do it.
Oh, Dan.
Yo.
Hit me with. Are we gonna do like a group HOTS talk again?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's do that
Last.
Hit me last, all right? And
Gotcha.
Then I'll do Fast and Furious racing,
Uh-huh.
and then we'll get into HOTS.
Okay.
All right.
Skip me because I only played HOTS.
Okay.
So.
Sounds good. I'll start with me, and then I'll go to Corey,
All right, bruh.
and then Eric. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 193, Thumbstick Athletes Podcast. We are now in What We Played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get us started. I played some Mario Kart 8. As I said, it was a request from my son after he saw some of the Mario Kart announcements, I guess, on the Nintendo Direct. So I played a few matches on 150cc. No real challenge there. So I decided to go online. And the first group I joined, someone in there had over 24,000 racer score.
Good God.
Now, give that some context.
Mine is like 2,200. And
Jeez.
the highest in our group was like 2,800, other than her, who was 24,000.
How do you know it was her?
It was a female me. I don't know. I don't know if it was actually a female or not, but it was a female me. So yeah, that was interesting. But the first race I joined up, I won. I beat the
You're
person.
pretty
with
fucking good at Mario Kart.
I beat the person with 24,000. After that, I was not able to beat her again. I came in second a couple times. One of the races, specifically on the new Excite Bike arena, I led the entire race and got taken out in the last corner and ended up finishing second.
Heartbreaking.
But yeah, it was pretty much me finishing behind her the entire. I think we played like maybe 8 or 10 races. But I was able to boost up my score like 100 or so points because of how well I did against someone with 24,000 racer score. That's the highest I've ever seen by far.
That's pretty good.
That is good. No, because they upped the level limit from it was 9,999 to 99,999 last year sometime because people were at the cap and wanted to be able to go higher. So
I remember that.
It's crazy.
She was one of them. She was good though, real good. One of the things we talked about the kind of the advanced tactics when you're doing Mario Kart. None of that works when you're racing against multiplayer. That stuff only really works when you're doing time trials.
Really?
Yeah, because there's shells flying everywhere and people bumping you off. You can't do unless you get ahead of people and you can hold them off.
Yeah.
You can't do a lot of that stuff. So it's good that I don't know how to do a lot of those things because
You're just doing good old fashioned Mario Karting.
yeah, I like to take a good line and I generally am defensive with my shells and banana peels and stuff that I pick. Yeah, it's all about good placement. So
When's the new stuff come out? New DLC?
they announced a date, and
April?
I don't remember when it was. I think it was in April, maybe early May. They announced a date during the Nintendo Direct. I didn't get to write everything down.
I wants it.
Yeah. So I played that. I played Dark Souls 2, as I said, in jealousy of Bloodborne. So good. Definitely had an easier time at the beginning of Dark Souls 2 than I did with the first time I played Dark Souls 2. First of all, I didn't go into the wrong area right off the bat, which is another thing I wanted to talk about with Bloodborne being a little easier. There's not really a way you can do that.
No, it's a little more directed, like where you can go.
Both Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, before I figured out where I was going, I went to the wrong area and made the game probably 10 times more difficult than it needed to be. I don't know why. Both games I did the same thing and went to the wrong area. That's just what happened, but yeah. Awesome. I'm probably going to play through it and beat it. Although I have to start The Witcher. I want to play through The Witcher and The Witcher 2 before The Witcher 3 comes out. So I should
What's
probably
that release date again?
May 23rd, 24th.
Oh, okay.
It's towards the end of May. So I have time, but I know the Witcher is a long game, so maybe I'll start that this week. So yep, Dark Souls 2, but I'll probably play through that and beat it. I played Arcade for probably about an hour. I actually played on my tablet again with my little Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. I played for about an hour, made an assassin-like character. I fooled around with some quests and some of the combat, and then it crashed on me, and I stopped playing for now. But
What'd you think?
it's neat. I don't think I'll get into it like I did Guild Wars 2, but I think I'll play occasionally.
I'm trying to give it its fair shake. But I played it. I booted it up the first time, and within 15 minutes, I was like, "All right, I've seen this before."
Yeah.
It's an MMO.
I think early on there's nothing new about it, but once you get into the trading stuff and the economy and stuff, that's where it's going to separate itself. Combat wise, it didn't feel all that different from anything else, you know.
Yeah. I in with that opinion, I always like to try to give games their due. So I went and played a little bit more today, maybe for about an hour or so, and saw a little bit of what that game's all about. But at least those first few levels, it's like any other MMORPG. It's like, oh, go meet Lieutenant blah blah blah. He has a job for you.
Yeah.
And then you kind of do that first little intro quest, and I don't know. It's very tired to me at this point.
Yeah.
But what was interesting to me was what was going on in the chat and the things that people were talking about, because they were talking about the justice system, and the PvP stuff, which all seems really, really interesting to me, and it's the reason why I started the game. And in fact, people were arguing because they were talking about interfaction fighting and how it's really frustrating, and then somebody's like, well, yeah, but that's what this game is about. That's the reason I'm here. And of course, I tried to chime in and say, that's why I'm here too, is this interesting PvP system that they have. But you have to be level 15 to chat, so I couldn't say anything.
Gotcha.
But they were talking about how like a powerful guild of the same faction stole a fishing boat that was that belonged to a lower level guild, and I was like, that sounds so cool.
Yeah. Because that's the sort of stuff that would happen if you were, in real life.
Yeah. Yep. And the justice system stuff would pop up in the broadcast, and it would say so-and-so was cleared of all charges, and then they'd announce to the region, like, thanks, everybody. And people would reply, like, you're doing good work, Bonsai, or whatever the character's name happened to be. Keep it up. And it's just like, what is this, like some corrupt, I don't know. It was pretty cool to hear all that stuff.
Yeah.
A couple other things that I did. I'll just talk about it, Dan. Even
Yeah,
though
go
this
ahead.
is yours.
No, I
well-
don't have much more to talk about.
Well,
with
we're
it.
on the topic. Yeah, the something different I saw was the early bird system for quests. You can turn in a quest early without meeting all the objectives. I think you have to meet like 2/3 of the objectives or something like that, and you'll get the full reward. You just get reduced experience, which I thought was kind of interesting. What else did I do? Oh, I did a little bit of the like labor stuff, the mining and gathering. I got a seed. I harvested a seed. I planted the seed. I watered it, and then I had to wait like 30 seconds for it to sprout into an actual plant that I could then harvest. And then I used that to feed a baby elk that I got as a quest reward. And I gave the baby elk water and amused it. Amuse is like something you have to do to creatures. And then it grew into my mount. And I had a mount, like just like that.
That's fantastic.
Which was
But
pretty
you
cool.
raised it from a baby.
I did within like literally 2 minutes. That's how long it took me. But maybe maybe as you get higher up in levels, it takes more time and effort to raise like better mounts. I don't know. But then I heard this really loud noise, and it sounded like a waterfall, and it got louder and louder and louder, and it started freaking me out, and I couldn't figure out what it was. But I looked up, and there was like this giant airship floating through the sky, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the players control those and stuff.
That's what I was hoping. I don't know if that's the case, but I was like, oh, that seems
I kn-
pretty cool.
I know you can get like gliders.
Okay.
I'm assuming there's some sort of airship that you can pilot.
Yeah, I guess verticality is really big in this game.
Yeah. Which I think is one of the reasons why the Guild Wars expansion has a lot of verticality to it. I think they're trying to because they're new. Not to talk about Guild Wars, but yeah, to talk about Guild Wars. Their new game type, player versus player game type, is mobile like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're trying to take elements from other games and put that all into Guild Wars. So I think that's their way of incorporating Arcade into Guild Wars.
Yeah, and in Arcade, there's even, I forget which race it is, but one of their racial traits is that they have reduced fall damage, which I guess is pretty useful in PvP situations.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
All the sea stuff interests me. Like,
yeah.
if that's a game that I end up picking up and playing a lot, that's where I'm gonna become a pirate.
Mm-hmm. Did you make an elf?
No.
Because the elves have a swimming trait. They're better swimmers,
I'll have to remake my character then.
which I thought would be good for a pirate.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Like, just all that other stuff. I'm so tired of in MMORPGs.
Yeah, it's getting to that point that's going to be tedious where you can, because even once like, okay, you get your first ship, it's still going to be like a crappy little boat. It's going to be a while till you can build it up to be like a pirate ship.
Yeah.
It's a long haul
Yeah.
to get to that point.
And I just don't know if I don't know if I care enough about like the justice system and the PvP stuff to suck it up for all that other stuff that I just don't have no interest in doing right now.
I don't have the time is mostly my thing.
Right. Yeah.
But it's interesting. I like those systems in the game. Hopefully they don't get nerfed or
Sure.
ruined.
Oh, they will.
Yeah, by player complaints.
And that's another thing that worries me about the game is it's free to play. Like, I'm already kind of on the fence about the game, and once I start getting hit with that free to play stuff, like,
Paywalls.
wait 30 days, or you can just pay now and have your whatever immediately. It's like, I don't know.
Yep.
Don't know about it.
Okay. That's all I played. Other than we're going to be talking about HOTS, and when you talk about Hearthstone, Corey, I have a little Hearthstone to talk about too. So
Let's talk about it right now.
okay, I gave up on Hearthstone.
Oh, no.
Good.
Dunsky.
Good.
No,
Man down.
well, I was really only playing it for something to do. I never really had an awesome time playing it, and I was just so frustrated at everyone having way better cards than me. I'm not gonna play it enough, and with the expansion coming out, I'm even further behind in having good cards, and I'm not gonna play it enough, and I'm not gonna pay a dime. So
Have you done the arena yet?
No, I think I would enjoy that part, but I at this point, how am I gonna get enough coins to?
Just do your dailies. That's all I do.
I always get like paladin or priest dailies. Like I have a mage deck, and that's all I have.
You can get rid of a daily.
I know I keep clearing them out, but I keep getting the same dailies.
So
So
you gotta be diverse.
That's
man.
why I gave up.
You go online, you look up a basic deck,
I'm
like good basic decks that don't require any extra cards for whatever hero it is, and then just do the not the ranked but the other one,
quick match,
and
Right.
do your dailies enough to get enough coins to do the arena. I mean, are you buying packs with your coins?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
don't
keep
do
it
that.
Garbage.
Don't do that. You're better off. What?
Either way, I deleted off my tablet and haven't
You're
even thought
totally
about it.
done with it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, anyway,
It's not bad. It wasn't for me. I was too far behind. It was okay. You know, I think I've played it